Hello, I'm Graham and I hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome to this update video on the project I'm working on to allow the field transfer of files from your SDXC card onto an external hard disk or SSD drive. Now this is a result of the unit that I hoped was going to do that function, the Blazedrive, not actually living up to its design expectations. So I'm looking at alternative ways of backing up files in the field. Now I did intend to use the Raspberry Pi 3 to enable me to transfer files from the SD card over to the SSD, but that only has USB 2.0 ports on it. So what I decided to do was to buy another single board computer, which is the Rock 64, which is this device here, and this one has USB 3.0 port on it, which I can then use a hub to allow the two drives to connect. So I need to write the program for that first of all, but in the meantime I thought keep it simple, and having the Android operating system here on this Huawei P20 Pro meant that there is a file transfer program on there which would probably work. Now this is a USB-C connector and it's got an OTG cable here, so we've got the USB-C to USB 3 type connector. On that I've got a USB 3.0 hub. Into the hub I've got two devices. One is a USB 3.0 reader, and in there I've got a 64 gigabyte SDXC card with 4 gigabyte of photos, RAW files, both Panasonic and Canon files on there, and some MP4 movies as well. The other port has got my 250 gigabyte SSD drive. So the idea is to use the Android operating system here as the go-between between the two devices. So on this system we have the files transfer program. It allows you to look at the internal directory structure of the phone, but more importantly to any of the drives connected via the OTG or on-the-go cable. So we've got two devices it's seen. One is the 64 gigabyte drive and the other is the 250 gigabyte drive. So it's seen both these drives. So to transfer the files from this XDXC card, I need just to select the source drive, which is the 64 gig, and what I'm going to do is transfer everything that's in the DCIM folder, and that is the 4 gigabyte of both photos and video files. Then we use the copy facility, so that's the copy command, and it's saying now select a local destination drive. So I'm going to go back to the menu and select the 250 gigabyte drive. Once we've got that selected, we can create a new folder, and I'm just going to call this FQ and go confirm. So we've now got that directory. Select the directory and then we go paste, and now it's transferring those files from the SDXC card through the Android operating system on the Huawei P20 Pro and writing them back out to the SSD drive. Now my tests prove this happened in 1 minute and 9 seconds for 4 gigabytes. If you use a USB 2.0 hub, that file transfer went to 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So about 3 times as long using USB 2.0 compared to using USB 3.0. If you've got a lower spec phone which may only have the on-the-go over USB 2.0, then obviously you need to use a 2.0 hub and 2.0 readers if you want to keep the cost down. So that's juggling away quite nicely. We're up to 70%. I say it doesn't matter what the file types are, it will transfer them on a one-to-one basis. So whatever type of file you've got in there, RAW, JPEG, DNG, doesn't matter, it will transfer them directly across. So we're approaching the 100%. So those are the files now which are residing here on the SSD. So if I just open that SSD drive, you can see that on the Panasonic folder we've got CR2, we've got CR3, and we've got an MP4 file there and JPEG. So if we just open a JPEG, find a JPEG here, most of these are test files for another project, but let's open this one, open it with photos, and you can see it opens the file directly from that SSD. So that's really an elegant solution to a problem. So if you've got an Android operating system phone, you can do this very cheaply. Unfortunately, Apple iPhones you can't do this with, because there's no way you can connect a hard disk via a wired USB connection through that Lightning port or on the Camera Connect kit. Apple just don't allow developers to get access to that facility. So unfortunately, this is restricted to Android phones. Again, you can buy a cheap Android phone, and this one is a Ligu. It's about £40 on the second-hand market, and again it's OTG over USB 2.0, but the system does work. So that's an update on the situation. Hope you found that useful. I'll bring you more information on this ROC 64 single board computer, how I get it to work. I'll install an Android operating system on that and then connect the USB 3 hub together and see if we get an increase on this 1 minute and 9 seconds using the same peripherals. So thanks again for watching. Of course, if you're a new viewer to the channel and you like what you see, please do click that subscribe button and the bell notification icon, and you'll be then advised when I upload any new videos to the series. Also check out my photographic blog. There'll be much more information on these devices in the Tech Talk pages. I'll put a link to that in the video description below. So as usual, thanks very much for watching. Please do take care, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Goodbye for now.